Hey friend, thanks so much for joining me on YouTube. The video that you're about to see was originally recorded via Facebook Live for our weekly Work It Wednesday series. Any links mentioned in the video will be down below in the description, so make sure you check those out. And I would love to have you join me over on our Facebook page for a weekly dose of tips and tricks for your direct sales business. Thanks for joining. Hey you guys, happy Wednesday. I'm super excited about this one. It is Mary Haynes with Doggone Virtual, and I am coming to you with my top 5 tips on host coaching. We've been talking a little bit host coaching for the past couple of weeks. Let me adjust my screen there. And I'm a little late getting to the live, and it involved a drink being spilled in my lap while we were out to eat that slowed our progress of getting dinner eaten and out the door. So we decided to go out to dinner tonight because I just wanted some French fries, and so tonight was the night we picked, and I ended up with a drink in my lap. So next time I'll just stay home. It wasn't me, it was the 9-year-old. So I'm dry now, but it delayed actually eating dinner and getting done. So there you go. Okay, you guys. So let's talk about host coaching. Let's talk about host coaching. So we talked a little bit during the week about past couple weeks just about host coaching and why it's important, like the mindset around coaching, being a coach, not a cheerleader, that sort of thing. So I want to give you my top 5 tips, and it's going to kind of break each one down a little bit as much as I can without making this like an hour-long training video. Just making it like short snippets. But the first one, my first tip is set expectations and provide clear instructions. There is nothing more frustrating than not knowing what to do. I told you guys about a situation where I was a hostess and I didn't really know what to do. Like, I wasn't host coach, and I didn't know how this girl ran her parties. I didn't know. And so I was really frustrated by the whole process. So you want to make sure that you set expectations of what you expect your hostess to do and what she can expect you to do. So one of the ways I did that was as soon as I booked the party, I would let them know what to expect next. So every point of communication with me set the expectation of when they would hear from me again, what I would be doing for them, that sort of thing. So that first point of contact was, I'm going to, usually I booked out, 6 to 8 weeks. So that first point of contact was, I'm going to be reaching out to you about 2 weeks in advance to get a packet to you. And then we're going to set up a time to chat to go over all the details. Sound good? And usually they were like, oh, that sounds great. So 2 weeks in advance, I was reaching back out to them. Now I might see them at parties in between or something like that, but they knew that they could expect to hear from me 2 weeks in advance, right? And they knew that we were going to set up a time to chat and go over all the details. Then during my host coaching, I gave very clear instructions on how they could rock their party. I gave them tips, I gave them tricks, and I was very clear. I would also ask questions like, when I did virtual parties, have you ever done a virtual party before? Do you know how Facebook works? Can I help you with anything? Because there's nothing more frustrating than being confused by instructions or maybe being overwhelmed with instructions, right? So, and that they don't know what to do. So make sure that you guys are providing clear instructions on what they can expect from you, okay? Set expectations and provide clear instructions on what you want them to do, okay? Don't make it confusing. And guys, there are some people, believe it or not, that have never done parties on Facebook, right? So that was always a question when it was a virtual party. Have you ever hosted a virtual party before? And you guys, it's not rocket science, but when it's a hostess, who has never done it before, she may be a little confused in the process, and that's totally fine. Then it's your job to explain that to her, right? So be clear about your instructions and set expectations. Second one, send a packet. Y'all, send a packet. Come on now. I have hosted parties before where I didn't get a packet, and I was so miffed about the whole thing because in my world, I have lots of people who are not on Facebook, go figure, and they are my paper catalog people. Okay, so if I was doing a virtual party, I want a catalog because I want to be able to hand my paper catalog people a catalog so that I could collect orders, right? So I send a packet to every hostess. Every hostess. It doesn't have to be big, you guys. I'll tell you what I put in my packet. I put a catalog for them to Sharpie and highlight and dog ear. I also gave them at least one catalog to pass around. I gave them clear instructions during our chat on how to collect orders, and set the expectation. See how that comes up again? Set the expectation that they would be collecting outside orders. When you gather those outside orders from your paper catalog, people, this is how you can get them to me. Be clear, you guys. Be clear and concise. Also, another tip on the packet, don't make it overwhelming. There's this one time, you guys, I host a lot of parties. There's this one time that I got a host packet in the mail. It had 30 stinking printed pages. I spread it out on my counter in my kitchen, and it had catalogs, and it had all these printed pages with no instructions. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I'm an experienced direct seller, and I don't even know what to do with this thing, right? So can you imagine how the hostess, like other hostesses would feel? I actually sent a picture to one of my leaders on my team, and I was like, do you know what I'm supposed to do with all these papers? And we were like, holy smokes, it was like a book. And so we didn't really know what to do with it. So again, something clear, something simple, catalogs, order forms, some recruiting information, the booking, the specials for the month. Keep it very basic. If you want to do a letter, I did a letter sometimes that just gave them, you know, what they could expect from me. Again, communicating with your hostess, making it clear, you guys. Another third tip is stay connected. So especially if you're doing virtual parties, because there is that kind of disconnect because we're behind a screen, you want to stay connected with your host leading up to and during her party, and after the during the closing process of the party as well. Make sure that you're chatting via messenger or text or however you normally do that. Make sure that you're staying connected the whole time. If she feels abandoned, she's gonna get frustrated, right? So make sure I would do multi-day virtual parties. So I would stay connected with my hostess every day. They got a message from me every day, and usually it ended up being a conversation. So days leading up to the party, during the party, and then communicating about the closing. So super simple, you guys, super simple, okay? Second or fourth thing, make it easy. This kind of goes along with that providing clear instructions. Make it super, super simple for your hostess to host. Give her all the tools she's going to need. Again, with the virtual parties, you guys, I know I'm talking about virtual a lot. I'll dig into home parties in just a second. So with virtual parties, if I wanted my hostess to post on the party, I gave her what to post. I don't want her having to dig around and find something to post. I gave her exactly what I wanted her to post, what I would like her to post. Or I gave her clear instructions on what to post if it was like a picture of her favorite product, or if it was, hey, do you want to go live and welcome your friends? If I always expected them to personally invite to their parties, right? So I gave her verbiage to personally invite, tips on people to invite, all the things. Basically just baby step it out for them, because that's when they're going to come back to you and host again, is when you make it easy. That's also when they're going to say to their friends, hey, you should totally book a party with Mary because it was the easiest thing ever. Okay, that's what you want. You want it to be easy peasy. For home parties, when you're doing home parties and things like that, you want to make sure that there's clear instructions on when, or clear instructions and set expectations on when you're going to arrive. When do you want to get there? What do you need set up before you get there? Do you need a table? If all my PC girls, or other food things, do you need anything prepared in advance? Do they need a shopping list? I would always email and text the shopping list, whichever they preferred. So I would make that easy for them to go get the goods, right? Super, super simple, you guys. But these are all the things that we want to keep your hostesses coming back to you. And number 5, this one is the most important, have fun, okay? Sometimes we get like so jiggy with the whole like, oh my gosh, I've got a host coach and I've got to do this and I've got to do that we almost become like militant about it. And we don't have any fun. Like, we would exchange GIFs and we would exchange memes. Like, I really got to know my hostesses, and we would goof off on Messenger. So have fun with it. Have fun with your host. And another way to have fun is to love on your hostesses. Okay, there's another tip. This is a bonus tip. Another tip is to love on your hostesses. I would always send hostess happy mail. So my hostesses could expect the following month. They didn't really know it was coming until after they hosted, because they hadn't been most of them hadn't been a hostess before. But my seasoned hostesses knew it was coming. But my new hostesses, I would the next month, I would sit down one day and I would mail out some little happy mail, some little thank you. It was usually something seasonal. So I would go to Target Dollar Spot. That was my favorite spot. And my kids hate the Target Dollar Spot now. They're like, no, don't let mom stop. So I would grab something fun and seasonal, write a quick little thank you card, throw it in there, and then mail it to them as a thank you for being one of my hostesses. You guys, if you are in a party plan business, your hosts are the lifeline of your business. It is in your best interest to be clear, keep it simple, stay connected, have fun with them, and then love on them, because they are your supporting your business. Thanks, Hannah. So that was there we go, you guys. So that's actually 6 tips. I gave you an extra one with the have fun or with the love on them. You want to make sure that you're loving on your hostesses, okay? That was one of my favorite parts, actually. That's one of my favorite parts, was doing the happy mail and stuff. So make sure that you are loving on those hostesses, because they will come back to you. There was this one time, you guys, it was so funny. It was around St. Patrick's Day, and all of my hostesses I got these little socks. They were $1, okay? You don't have to spend a lot. It's the thought that counts. So it was $1, had the little fun paper shreds and a little thank you note for me. So they got their little St. Patrick's Day socks in the mail, and all of a sudden my Facebook feed blew up with pictures of people's feet, because they're like, oh my gosh, Mary, thank you so much. And they would tag me. And then guess what that does? Guess what that does? Okay. When your hostess is posting your customer group or on your business page or on your personal profile thanking you, girl, that says lots of things to those potential hostesses who are watching, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I should totally book with her, because look how she spoils her hostesses, right? So that's something super fun that you can do too, okay? So I had little feet all over my Facebook page for a while. It was great. It was so much fun. All right, you guys, I hope that helps. Tomorrow, I'm going to be posting, adding something else to the toolbox. So make sure you go over to the blog and you can grab it from the toolbox. It'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise, but something else to help you guys with your host coaching, okay? So go rock your host coaching, guys. Go rock it. I will see you guys a little bit later. I got to go, like, do some laundry because, you know, soda spilled on the pants at lunch. So, all right, dinner. I'll see you guys later. Have a great night, guys.